In the previous lectures, we added text into a label by using a button. Now we're going to add our own custom text by using UITextfields. This allows the user to type out whatever they like into a text view, and as soon as we hit the button, it will display whatever they typed into our label. So simply first, we need to add a text field into our interface builder. So simply drag and drop one in, and I'll simply space it out so it looks pretty good on the screen. And then we need to bring in a label. So again, if I drag that out and then center it, and now if I get a button and I simply place that in the middle, and I'll simply name this finish. There we go. So I'll make that a little bit bigger and space it out. So basically what's going to happen is we're going to select our text field on the simulator, and it's going to bring up our keyboard. We are then able to type text in our text field, and then as soon as we hit our finish button, whatever we typed in our text field will display in our label. So this is a way for users to interact with your application and add their own custom stuff. Say if you was playing a game and the user needed to add their name in the game, or creating profiles or passwords, or just simply using your app, or for login screens or anything like that, or search bars. This is how you would go around doing it. So we're going to bring up our assistant editor, and we are going to create our actions and outlets. So just after UI view controller, we do our parentheses and press enter. Okay, so we're going to start with our text field. So we're going to create an outlet for our text field. So simply drag that in between our parentheses, and we're going to simply name it text field. So it's easy enough to understand when it comes to the coding. We're going to do the same for our label, and I'm going to name that simply label. And then we're going to create an action for our button. So make sure it's selected action, and I'll simply name this finish. And I'll get rid of the arguments to a none, and then I'll connect that up. So now once we've created our actions and outlets, we can go back to the standard editor and then jump into our view controller.m. Where as you can see, it's already implemented our button here. Okay then, so previously when we were displaying text, we had our label equal a string of piece of text which we set in the code. But now this is different, as we're not equaling it to any particular text. We are going to be equaling it to whatever's been typed out in our text field. So what we simply need to do then is get the name of our label dot text, as we are selecting the text property of our label, space equals space, and where this is where we would have equaled it to a string, what we're going to do is equal it to the text in our text field. So what we're going to do is type out text field, and what we're going to equal it to for what we're going to function we need is our dot text, and end that with a semicolon. So it looks very simple and looks a lot easier than previously before, because all we're basically doing is getting the text property of our label to equal the text property of our text field. So basically whatever text is in our text field will get displayed into our label. And if there's nothing there to display, our label will be blank. So we can go straight to build and run and test it out. Okay, so once loaded up, we simply select our text field at the top, and it brings up our keyboard here, and then we got our finish button. So at the moment as it stands, there is nothing in our text field. So when we press finish, our label goes blank, as there's no text in our text field. If I simply write hello and press finish, our label now displays hello. And if I get rid of that and simply write 1, 2, displays 1, 2 within our label. So that's how you can get custom text, or get the user to add their own stuff within labels or within your application. And it's a way of showing user inputted data throughout the application to create a unique experience for each user. Now, the only problem we've got now is the fact that we can't get rid of our keyboard. So in the next lecture, we talk about removing the keyboard and create an action while doing so.